Greetings, everyone, and welcome to today's program. My name is Miriam. I'm going to be the host for this program. We are currently in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is the third day for the conference. It's the 7th annual Campus Ministry Conference, and I am very excited to have here our sister and brothers. They're going to be telling us a little bit about the organization, how long it took, the process, the challenge. We're going to dive into the importance of having a conference like this and what made them want to volunteer to organize such an incredible conference. So without further ado, let's get right into it. If you guys can start by quickly introducing yourselves as well as telling us what role you had in the organization.
My name is Deacon Kalab Deresa. I serve here in Atlanta, Georgia at Deborah Basat Kudus Career. I also serve in the campus ministry here. During the 3-day Gubai or 3-day conference, I was one of the coordinators and I was also one of the hosts.
My name is Yapsira Darissa, and I live here in Atlanta, and I serve at Deborah Bisrat Kabil. And I was the fundraising team leader, and I was also a part of the PR team and organization team for the conference.
Thank you.
All right, Yashi. My name is Asafa Alamu. I serve at Abuna Gauran Kudus Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church here in Atlanta, and also I am the member of the Atlanta Campus Ministry Mahabara Kudusan here in Atlanta. So my role was the 7th annual Mahabara Kudusan Atlanta Campus Ministry 7th annual event is PR organizer. So I serve in the PR team.
Okay. Thank you, Asafa. We can start with the question about the importance of having a conference like this. What is the main purpose of this conference? What do you want the youth that came, the attendees, to take away from this conference? And as we know, the attendees are from all over the United States. They flew in from far away. They drove from far away or from here, from Atlanta. So there's a lot of attendees from everywhere. So what was the purpose and what do you want them to gain from this?
Okay, so the main purpose I would say is from what I've seen from students. I try to ask each like most of the students that I met, and so what they say was like the sermon was very targeted to the youth.
Yes.
So their challenge is different than the adult ones. You know, we had sermons at church, but it's not targeted to the youth. So the teachers are like targeted based on their needs as well. So I'll say like the sermon was very targeted for the college students based on their challenges as a young adults. The other thing is networking. People are hungry for friendship,
Yes.
for networking. I see that. They are very happy to meet someone new that they never knew. They're in the same age, same group. They know what they're going through, their friends. So having that was amazing. Starting from the first day, everyone was involved. Like the people who came from Maryland, Los Angeles, California, Seattle, everyone was they were not acting like a guest. They were just helping each other. So that shows a lot how much this campus ministry means for them and for all of us. And the other thing I'll say is the spiritual growth, right? That comes from the Mazmur, the sermon, the panel discussions we had. I know I was part of the marriage panel discussion. Everyone was engaged, and also there was a career panel discussion as well.
Yeah.
So you know those experience from sharing experiences from other people, that's going to help them a lot as well. Also, we had a panel discussion about their college, like based on their majors. So they share informations from one to each other. So those things are very important. I think so. Those were the goals, like you know, the sermon, like the teaching,
Yeah.
obviously, the networking,
Yep.
the mazmurs,
Yeah.
the warabs, and the panel discussions. So those are the main goals for the students to take away.
I completely agree. The sermons that I witnessed or I heard and I learned from here are very different from, the regular sermons because this is specifically geared for the youth. Not only that, but even the way that they delivered it was different from the other sermons we might hear from our Debir. This is English, first of all, and the way that they delivered it was honestly really unique, and it helped us understand what they were trying to say even better. So yes,
Yeah.
the sermons, I think I heard a lot from attendees as well. It was really, really impactful. And from a lot of the attendees, one of the main reasons that they came is to find a community, find friends, find
Yes.
fellowship, to connect with people, to network. And I successfully have done that, I would say. So definitely, and the experience. One thing that I would want to share is, even if you just come and for like a few minutes, let's say,
Right.
you kind of observe the way that another person behaves and how they behave, what they say. You learn by watching them as well. So even if they might not be here for a long time, for all 3 days, just by being here and watching someone, the way that they are, the way that they behave themselves, they can take a lot from that as well. Like being a Bible, you can be the Bible that other people read. That was one of the things Onyasya said. And that is true. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yapsara, if I can come to you, if you can talk a little bit about the planning process. How long did it take to plan this conference, and what was the process like?
Okay. So we started in December with fundraising to plan the conference. The process, how it was, like coming up with ideas, like how we should raise money, and even like what kind of program we should have that the student would love, like would actually be interested, because it's like 3 days. It's short at the same time, like it might be long too. So like we want like program that's gonna encourage them, like engage them, and then they are also at the same time learning and getting something out of the conference. So thinking like outside the box, like things that will attract them. So like it took a while, like thinking about like coming up with programs and stuff.
Did you guys have enough people to help you guys out?
Planning, yes, we did.
There were enough people.
Yes,
That's good.
at the beginning, a little it was a challenge to get people to come and help us, but over time there were people that was helping us, volunteers.
And it took 6 to 7 months since you started in December planning it.
Yes.
How often were you planning it? Was it how many days a week, let's say? It was like how much dedication did it take?
So at the beginning we started meeting like once a week, and then when it got closer we would meet like twice a week or 30 times a week. So like a lot of times I was in 3 like teams. So like my whole week was like with meetings, like every day from Monday to like almost Saturday was like meetings. So like yeah, that was how my day was. Yeah.
Kalab, if you can share a little bit about the challenges that you guys faced while the 3-day conference was happening.
Yeah, so like I said, I was more involved like the day of, during the 3 day. I would say like for this kind of conference, like we try to do a lot in the 3 days. And I feel like that's such an MK thing, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, like sometimes it can be too much on the people. For example, like Saturday. Saturday was a long day for all of us, even for the people involved in the event. So I feel like because it's packed, like after a certain point, people are just like they're just too tired. Even if it's a good sermon, they can't really pay attention to it. So I feel like maybe for the upcoming events, we kind of decrease it. So I just focus on certain topics, but not just trying to do too much at once. And also timing. for example, Saturday we're supposed to do prayer, Wingate prayer, Kiran prayer. We didn't start a little bit late, and that kind of affect the whole schedule. So one thing is we have to understand our people. We have a problem with time. So because we have a problem with time, we have to be ahead of it. Not be like, okay, like we can't be strict about like, okay, we have to follow this, we have to follow that. So timing was an issue. Like scheduling is also an issue. Like following to our best, the best of our ability. So we have to be honest with ourselves, saying, okay, we have to like work like around those kind of problems. So I would say sometimes the overload of activities or things we have to do was a challenge. Timing was a challenge too. So I would say, at least for me, those two things is what I saw as a challenge for us.
One of the two main things, the
Yes.
two main challenges. Okay. So regarding the timing, I did, like you said, it might not, let's say it was from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., right? They might not start on time. So what would you have done differently if you were to do it again?
I would say we have to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, what do we want the people like to leave with this event, and like have a list. Okay, like this is the topics we want them to leave with, and we can like take like certain activities out and just like focus on the things, like focus on tasks that will best help us achieve that goal. So I would say when it comes to the timing of it, I would say especially if we have a Friday program and like people are not going to sleep on time, as we know, especially people in our age. So because of that, we have to like, okay, they're not going to start on time. Yes, we have to do like prayer, but we can kind of push it. For us, it was supposed to start at, if I'm not mistaken, 8:30 or 8. If I'm not, it's like between those time. Okay, maybe 9:30, because we low-key started an hour late anyway. So let's be ahead of it and just start 9:30. So we are already ahead of that. When it comes to the other thing with the scheduling, like it can be packed. Sometimes people need break, even if there are people that love church service, and we are still human beings, so we get tired. So we get tired. So because of that, not having like activities packed back to each other, I would say that will help. Also, when it comes to the sermons aspect of it too, we have a topic for this one. It was wherever you do to glorify God. That was the theme of this conference. Every sermon should focus on that, meaning the 3 day. That's the main thing we want them to leave in. When you just give them like little stuff here and there, they leave with just like little of everything, but not one whole meal kind of thing. So I was just focusing on that same theme throughout the whole every lesson, focus on different aspects of the same message. I think for next year, wherever states or wherever city hosted, if they focus like that, the people will leave with one thing, but a strong understanding of that one thing. So I would say that's something I would kind of change if it was up to me.
I think that is a great advice for the audience that are listening and they want to do this in their city, at their church. They want to do a gathering like this. The advices and your experiences that you guys are sharing is really helpful. So thank you for the advice. Asafa, do you have any additional comments on that? Specifically, the process, like before the conference, what challenges did you guys face?
Challenge, there are a lot of challenges because we started early, like Yabsra was saying, we started December. Actually, I thought it was January. I remember now for Tamkat, we started like around the Tamkat season. So you can imagine like it's 7 months, right? In this country, to be committed for that long, that's a lot. Because there's a school, like the students have exams, they have like full-time credit hours, so they were like managing, you know.
And like
So-
I witnessed, a lot of them are youth, right? Like
Yeah.
the people who are helping you guys organize it, I was observing them running around. They were youth, so yeah, they do have schoolwork.
Almost,
probably.
I would say like almost everyone is just like a student, like full-time student.
Wow.
So it was, the challenge was like, time. Two was like finding the number of people that are needed, because in the committees we have different committees, right? Like I said, PR is one, fundraising two, Mazmur, What Up, program organizers like so I'll say like at least like 10 or so different like committees, right? Under those 10 committees, you have to have at least 5 or more people to make it functional. So to find that amount of people for that amount of time period was a challenge. But God was helping us throughout the period. So the other like the people who were organizing it, like the from the MKUS from the main center, they were the ones like played a key role in this one because we have so many reasons. They have reasons as well, but they kept us going.
Are you referring to the sixth annual conference?
No, like the campus ministry leaders from the MK, like
Okay.
from the main like MK USA,
Yeah, okay.
right? Ours
Got
is
it.
like Atlanta, right?
Yes.
But the MK campus ministry, like
Yes.
yeah, so like Shimalis,
Yes.
Dr. Frehewat,
Yep.
those people, right?
Yep.
Because they did this last year, like
Yes.
they watch it, so they know how the process is, like they know how we're gonna act. Everyone was just tiring out at some point, so but they keep inviting themselves to our groups so that they can know what's going on. Sometimes we skip our meetings because of graduations, because of weddings, and whatnot, right? Our campus ministry, we started strong after COVID. We started like November 2022. So we were hosting our monthly campus ministries every month for, I would say, like maybe for a year or so. And then after that, I was supposedly like a leader, quote unquote, but life happens. So I was not committed enough, I guess, to keep it going. And then, but I mean, there are a lot of students helping us still. But at some point, I was getting married. I was full-time student, so there was a lot of gap. Once we lost that trend, like the monthly trend, we got out of like line. So
Okay.
if we had kept going with the monthly conference, we could have more students available to be part of the committees, to be different groups.
Yeah.
But what happened was when we start in December, we were disconnected with the students. So now we have to call them personally to be part of this process. Which took a while, but everyone was happy to help with the conference. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I guess question is for all of you. What have been the most powerful or memorable moment so far? Throughout the conference. Yeah. Oh yes, please do.
One challenge that I was facing, I was part of like 3 teams, so balancing that was really hard, and then I wanted to quit. Like we started December, I think like February I wanted to quit. I tried, and they were not letting me go. They're like, no, you have great ideas, so you're not leaving. And I was like, I can't do it. So like balancing that with life and stuff, also like with church service and stuff, it was too much. Like how Asafa was saying, like we didn't have that much like the youth because they were disconnected like at the beginning. So like over time, like when we start adding more people, it became like the work was less on me. So like that was one challenge. And then also like for fundraising, I wish we started early. Like we had like different ideas about doing soccer and basketball games to raise money. But the thing is, we planned it like when it was after Abizom, so it was like graduation season. So that happened. But like a lot of the youth actually liked it because like it was a way like for them to be connected, and also like it's for church purpose, and they're also like doing fundraising and stuff. So like other states can learn from this experience, like just have it early, because like one, you're also like collecting the youth that at the end of the day like when you have the conference, they're gonna come because you did like a activity for them. Also like doing like church. So also you're fundraising money for it. So like that one challenge that I wish like we worked on, but I'm sure other states can learn from that.
Thank you for sharing that. What would you guys think was a memorable moment for throughout these 3 days?
For me, it was washing the feet. Like when the guests came, that was really nice. Like washing each other's feet and like no. Like some people was like no, like my
Yeah.
feet is dirty. I'm like no, it's okay. Like Christ did this like for the disciples. So like we are example. Like we have to do that too. Like when we accept like guests and stuff. So like that was really nice.
Yeah, and I heard attendees, they were really surprised by the food washing. They did not, it's not something that they expect, and that they see the humbleness and the servers, and that really impacted them that, oh my goodness, they really did this. Like they were really shocked about the food washing because that's not something that they are used to. So that was at the beginning of the conference, and that was a great start for the conference. I agree. Alawi, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, I have a different one. But before I go to the different one, like the feet washing, I think for a lot of people that was like a big shock. Cause like it's not the first time like we did it for campus ministry in Atlanta, but like not this much people came in the past. So even from ATL, like a lot of people came and they were like, "What is this?" And like, like some of them they were like, "If I knew I wasn't gonna come," kind of thing. It was just that shocking to them.
Wow.
So I feel like that's a good thing. Like that should be happening a lot because like it's really sad that you do not know this practice of the church. So it's, honestly speaking, it's really sad. But a positive thing is like they saw that. It was shocking, but I feel like next time it'd be like they're like okay to it. So for me, one thing that was just so amazing was Saturday we had like a panel discussion on marriage, the engagement period, and like dating. That was, and I was also the host, so I was in the middle listening to the stories, and personally I was just like amazed because like we need true examples of like what a Christian, what a godly dating is, what a godly like marriage is. I feel like nowadays, like we don't have a lot of that, and the problem is people are humble, so they will not tell you if they have a godly marriage. They're gonna keep it to themselves. So because of that, we're like, no, we need you. We need you to tell us how a godly dating is. I know you trying to be humble, may God bless you, but we need it. Like we need you guys like to tell us like how it's supposed to be done, especially like during the dating period. So because like seeing actual examples from the very beginning to the very end, and even now like how they're living, for me, especially as a host, I was just amazed, and I feel like a lot of people, I feel like it broke a barrier of like, okay, I had this mindset of like what dating was even marriage or what's supposed to be done during that phase or period in time. It was broken. Okay, no, this is what a godly dating is. This is what a godly relationship look like. So for me, that was the best one.
Yeah, and I was after there were a lot of things that comes back to the dating, the Orthodox way of dating, not just, there was the panel discussion, there were the sermons, multiple things. And I was talking to my friends and they were saying, I didn't even know there was an Orthodox way of dating. Like, this is my first time actually learning about how to date, how to go about it. Because there's a usual way that you see people around you date, so you just think that is how you're supposed to date. But some people are really like do not know how to go about it in the right way, in the Orthodox way. Right. So this is like it's changing a lot of perspectives. So I completely agree. That was a really impactful moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even for me, like there were some moments I was just shocked. Like I'm like, is this even actually possible? Especially like doing the sermon, I'm like, okay, I know that's the proper way, but is it truly like, can we even do it that way? So like even for me, I was even shocked. There, especially in the sermon, but I was like, okay, I like it, but Can
it-
we
is it
actually?
real?
Can we even do it that way? Even for me, like I was even shocked. So it was something new. Even I was learning myself too, which was I was happy. Xavier Michigan, like glory to God for that.
Is there anything that you want to say was what moment was a memorable moment for you throughout these past 3 days?
Honestly, everything. It's it came as a shock for me as well. I remember we had a meeting on Thursday night. Oh,
Yeah.
no, Friday. Thursday night, yeah, for Friday. So imagine it's only like less than 12 hours, you know, towards
Okay.
the big conference that we've been planning. And then we just started talking top to bottom, what's left, what's done. And then I felt like we were a bit behind in a lot of ways. I was a bit disappointed that day, but it came as a shock when I see people's reaction on Friday and Saturday. And I think I see like truly God's hand on everything, honestly. Like my heart was full by the students, like their facial reaction. Like I said earlier, I try to ask
Yeah.
what was like to be here in the 3 day conference. I know it was tiring, it was long, it was very packed. They probably didn't get enough breaks, but their experience was amazing from what I've heard, right? Um, so I see, like I said, I see truly like God's hand in this, God's work. That's one. The second thing is their networking, right? Someone come from California, someone is from Minnesota, someone is from North Carolina. Some states or some students don't even have like campus ministries. They just saw it from their friends' social media or
Exactly.
somebody, invite them to come over here, and then now they want to be part of a campus ministry, but they probably don't have one in their state. So now they're gonna create one, right? So this is a big inspiration for them.
That is true.
So networking is the second one, like talking about God, talking about friendship, talking about their career paths, you know. So this kind of friendship is gonna last longer, I would say. So if we keep going, if we keep doing this, we're gonna grow. We're gonna be stronger, and then we're gonna be more. We're gonna be able to like spread the Orthodox not only in the Ethiopian or Eritrean communities, but abroad.
That is true. Just to give an example of that, we didn't mention this earlier, but you guys provided transportations, from airports to wherever we were going. You guys provided the transportations as well as the sleeping arrangements, right? And one of my roommates, she came from a different state, and there's no Habeshas there. She doesn't have, a community there. She recently, she's a college student, and she doesn't have that community. When she came here through a friend. She told her about it, and this could be a life-changing experience for them. Now they're going to seek out to communities like that, whether it be virtual,
Yeah.
even if it's virtual. So yeah, that like witnessing that is an amazing
Yeah.
moment. And
Yeah.
like you said earlier about leaving it to God. Sometimes you do what you can, and then God will do the rest. Like you said, you were disappointed in the beginning, but then
Yeah.
you witnessed all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add is though, like, it's crazy. Like, I like what we do, what we see in the conference. We're just seeing the conference, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes we probably don't see what's happening in the back. Someone is when we were in the church this morning, someone was preparing food at their house. They were here before the event hall was open with the food so that they can serve lunch for someone. We only see what's up here,
Exactly.
but there's a lot going on in the background. So we have to give credit for our brothers and sisters. The MK, the Mahabara Kudusan Atlanta branch, they've done a lot in every way, honestly. They encouraged us, they supported us, as well as the students. The students did a lot. They're very young. They probably don't know about Mahabara Kudusan, these very long meetings, a lot of commitments. So they're going through it as well. So I really want to thank the Mahabara Kudusan Atlanta branch, really, what they're doing. Like everything is like, I feel like it's their effort as well. So we want to recognize them. Yes.
Thank you. So now that it's wrapping up, this is the third day. The day is almost over. How do you guys feel? Carla, what do you think?
If I'm being honest, relief, because I did most of the hosting throughout these 3 days. Like Asafa said, like the people behind did most of the work, so I have no reason to complain if I'm being honest, truly being honest. But I'm still going to complain and say I was tired. But honestly, like, I was very happy to see like a lot of people from different states and like just seeing like their spiritual life, just seeing that. But I am happy it's coming to an end because I think it's too much on the people here. So I feel like it was a good thing, but everything has an end kind of thing. So I'm not sad, but it's only a start. Like next year, there will be next year, will be next year. Like it's service, so service always goes, service always grows. So personally, I'm happy because I need rest.
And you said you felt relieved, right?
Yeah.
And I was part of the organizational team last year in Virginia, and I did feel a relief as well because there was so much planning into it, so much into it, and then it's finally over. Everything went well. You are happy about how it went, and nothing major happened. Because honestly, anything could happen, but everything went successfully, right? That by itself, the thought is a relief, is joyful relief, I guess.
Yes, I agree with you. Even though it's tiring, like everything went good. Like,
Yes, exactly.
Especially like we in the middle of the city. Like people are walking. A lot can happen, honestly speaking. Especially yesterday at night, but it's a different story for a different time. But everybody made it safe.
Yes.
Everything. It's a lot of like organization. But everything went well, and I think like as if I was saying earlier, like it's the hand of God. Really, like we planned it. Not everything went to plan, but it went God's way, I would say.
Yes. Yep. And those minor details that you guys see, we don't see that. Like, it's really organized, but you guys are in the back working. You see what is going wrong, but it's perfectly going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had people even saying, you guys doing a good job, so organized. I'm like,
Yeah. No, that's how we see it.
But behind the scene, we trying to figure out what's the next program. We have to switch it. They're like, oh, so organized. I'm like, okay, thank you.
That is true. That's how it usually is. But
Yeah.
what about you, Yafsa?
I think both of you guys say it, but yeah, I feel relieved too and happy that it's over. Now I can actually go sleep. No meetings, no long meetings anymore. So yeah, I'm happy that it's over. But I'm sad at the same time too. So I warm up like to people when it's about to end. So I'm feeling sad now because I met so many like sisters and brothers that I'm gonna cherish forever. Like so like sad at the same time happy because there was a lot on MK Mahavar, like Mahavar Kudusan. So like we're happy that everybody's happy, that everything went well. So yeah.
It's really heart touching, to be honest. I wish we can have this more often. It was just, yeah. People are hungry for the word of God. I myself, but we give most of our time for work, school, or other things. So I wish we can commit some of our time for conferences like this. God willing, I want to be part of like every conference that will happen every year. And now, what is worrying me is like the next year's. I don't know where it's going. I think it's Seattle next. but it's gonna be a lot of work for them. So Atlanta team now we have experience, right? We want to offer them what we can throughout the process, just like you guys did. You guys did a lot. We have a lot of materials from you guys. That was a lot. That was very helpful. So, like Yabsha was saying, I'm sad. I'm at the same time kind of relieved. You know, it's in the middle of downtown, where it's considered not safe to be outside at 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. But the students were just walking. You know, they've been tired. They've been here all day. They didn't complain. They were just walking to their dorms. They didn't say anything. They were just so grateful. So I'm gonna miss those moments. You know, people having just like the 10-minute break. You see, like everybody's just talking. You know, just connecting. So I'm sad and at the same time relieved. But God willing, we can make it better in the future. I hope everyone has a great experience in this conference. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን በእውነት I'm very happy we did this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have any final advice before we conclude about, like, you know, everything that we've been talking about, but specifically for those who are interested in doing something like this, no matter how small it is, you know, 5 people, 10 people, just what advice do you have for the audience?
Especially for those who are in the US, young, trying to figure out everything, even if it's not clear what you want to do in life, I feel like to just keep going to church and, you know, practice your faith. Just pray. Whatever you can do to grow spiritually, to be honest. Because it's a lot of challenge out there. Just do what you can every day. Yeah, there is temptation, there is sin, but let that not be like a discouragement, not to grow in your faith. Because I did. I failed so many times. I still have so many temptations, challenges. But conferences like this, people like this, really build me, make me. After I joined Mahabara Kadusan, that's where like I feel like I see myself grow a little bit because I know myself. You know, I compare myself from my previous, not to other people. So to join Mahabara Kadusan was the best thing that happened in my life. So I advise everyone to join the campus, at least the campus ministries. To join Mahabara Kadusan, it can be next, but it's for you, not for anyone else. So we try to, like, you know, encourage people to come to the monthly campus ministries, like throughout videos, flyers, text message, but not a lot of students or a lot of people show up because we go to other events, like other social lives, right? But we have to make our spiritual life a priority. You know, we're doing like 90-10, 90% social or personal life, 10% just church every Sunday or I don't know, Tuesday or something like that. So we need to make it a priority, like just like our other part of our area, other part of area as well. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I just want to emphasize on the fact that you said, you talked about the importance of prioritizing your spiritual life. When we prioritize our spiritual life, everything, it will help us in everything else, not just grow spiritually, but in whatever we're doing in our life is going to help us in that one as well. But a lot of the youth, unfortunately, I hear they say, you know, they don't have time for the classes, the campus ministry classes. They don't have time to volunteer, which can be valid in a way, but it's just a matter of prioritizing what is, you know, most important. How much time do I have to commit to this? And, you know, however little time it is, just trying to use that time to serve.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of challenge, honestly. እዚህ ሀገር በተለይ በጣም ከባድ ነው. Even if you want it to be strong, there is something that's gonna pull you backwards. በጣም በጣም ማለት ነው እና you wanna try to pray, you do it 1 week like consistently, but you fail. ብዙ ነገር አለን. በጣም መጣር አለብን. ሰይጣን በብዙ መልኩ ነው የሚፈትነን። በስራ ቦታ፣ በትምህርት ቤት የእግዚአብሔር ቃል አይነገርም እና ያን ሁሉ አሸንፎ ለመውጣት መጣር ነው ያለብን ማለት ነው። በጣም እግዚአብሔር ይርዳን። ታንክ ዩ
Thank you so much for sharing that, honestly. I think it is really helping the people who are listening, you know, witnessing, listening to experiences that other people went through. It's helpful for their lives as well.
When it comes to giving advice, I might not be the best person, but I would just say just personal experience like Asafa. I would say like the church is your home. Like the church is your mother. So like there might be people at church, you know, like they might not be friendly, they might not be like welcoming, but like that's just one individual or individuals. But the church as a whole, end of the day, is our mother. It's our holy mother. And every child like needs a mother to protect them. And we are a child of God, and we have a mother, we have a father in heaven. So don't be far from your home. Don't be far from your home. When it comes to like doing college life or even like as a young adult, like the organization or Marbrook Rasan to be exact, like is there for us. So like Asaf, I said, you don't have to be a member, but like if the classes are there, take it for your own spiritual growth. You know, I have friends, I know people, they're like, you know, I don't like the organization. I'm like, okay, take the classes for your own knowledge. I'm like, yes, you might have some personal problem with the organization. I'm like, okay, that's not a big deal, but if the service is being provided and you can't get it in any other places, go take the service for your own spiritual growth, for your own spiritual life. So my advice would be, like, don't let like problems in life stop you from like growing spiritually. And if the chances are there for you to grow and learn the church teaching, take it. Because there are places, like earlier was said, there are states they don't have campus ministry in person, but they come here to hear the word of God. If they can do that, if you have a campus ministry at your state and you let like couple problems stop you, I'm like, you don't take your spiritual life seriously yet. At least in that state of mind, you don't really understand the value of that knowledge the organization has to offer. So I would say, like, my advice to people would be, even if you have a problem with the organization, okay, go take the class for your own spiritual growth. And don't be far from the church. Don't be far from the church. Especially nowadays, the world is getting farther away from God. So if the world is getting farther away from God, we have to get closer to the church, our mother. So my advice would be, get closer to the church. Don't be far. Take classes, learn the word of God, and learn the true teaching of the church.
Beautiful advice. Thank you very much.
Like how Kalab and Asafa say, my advice is like take the class. Cause like being young, like they're being like tested left and right, and the devil's not gonna stop. So like, yeah, it's not gonna stop. So and now we don't even have that much like conference or like a program that's gonna bring the youth together or to hear like the word of God. It's more about like the worldly, that's more like shining to distract or like to bring the youth to closer to the world. So like having like conference like this or even like the class the Marbrook provide or the monthly like the campus ministry, if you have it at the States, join, like go there and take it, because like the world is literally like trying to take us away from the church, so like from God. So like we just have to like stay like on our ground and like on our faith. So that's the only way we can be safe. and then get closer. So like the rest they already say it.
Yeah, it was emphasized that just taking the classes, right? That's how I started. You know, like at the when I joined the campus ministry, I just joined the classes, and then I became a member lead, which connects me to so many people, to so many friends that I have right now, close friends, and it really changes so many aspects of your life in a way that you didn't think it would. In great ways, and like you all said, there's always temptations, like oh, I finally achieved, you don't say that, like I finally achieved this, and then I'm good now. There's always a challenge, whatever path you are on, and as youth especially, there's a lot more challenge on us, and one way to combat that is to surround yourself with communities like this, that helps a lot. I completely agree with what all of you are saying. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Any last messages before we conclude? I don't want to miss anything you guys have to say.
Very meskin for today because like we started December and we were finally here at the end. All this was done because of God, not us. So like all glory goes to Him. And we'll see you guys in Seattle.
Next year, Seattle.
Next year, yeah.
Okay. Asapa,
Yeah,
you wanted to add something?
Kalab.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, like, to my sister Yapsara, like as she said, it was God that started this, and it's God that finished it. I think with how busy this weekend was, how packed it was, without God, I don't think none of us would have survived, if I'm being honest with you. But not only that, like, it went very well, honestly speaking. Nothing went bad. Like, this big of a event, this big of planning, nothing went bad, honestly speaking, if we're being honest about it. So that means it's God. So, like my sister said, all glory and all honor is due to God.
Amen. Glory be to God.
For those who came, we really thank you. For those registered and didn't show up, we know you have so many reasons you didn't come. We understand that, but for those who come, if you have any disappointment with the event, how it was, or at any point, we want to offer you our sincere apologies. It's probably was not intentional. Some people might think some things are like intentional, but this is, if you experience any bad experience at all, we just want to say sorry. We just want to apologize, but we can do better next time. But thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this amazing Campus Ministry General Assembly. Yeah, thank you. See you next year in Seattle.
Yeah. And throughout the past 3 days, I only saw happy faces, amazing comments. So, yep, I am very happy that it turned out really well. And thank you guys so much for giving your time for this. This went into so many different ways, and I'm really happy that we all shared the different things that we experienced. And the audience, I am sure, learned a lot from what we have been discussing in one way or another. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. And this concludes our program for today. I'm sure that if you stayed this long, you've learned a lot of things from this discussion. Thank you all for joining us.